In this video, we're going to talk about how to turn your desires into your intentions to actually achieve what it is that you want in your life. What's up? My name's George Wohar. Today, I want to go over desire versus intention. Now, have you ever wanted something in your life? You talked about it. You said you wanted to accomplish this. You wanted to achieve it in your life, but you ended up never doing it? If you're like most people, I'm going to assume that the answer is yes. And you having those feelings towards something, you wanting something but never taking action towards it, you thinking about this thing and telling everyone else about it is a desire. In the book Reality Transurfing, we go over desires versus intentions. When you actually turn that desire, when you put action behind that desire, it becomes an intention. But most people never turn it into intention. Most people sit with their desires, and they will sit with their desires over and over and over again. I remember when I was in, I want to say first grade, I had the desire to be a dirt bike rider. I wanted to be a dirt bike rider so bad for some reason. I never rode a dirt bike before in my life. But for some reason, something said, I want to be a dirt bike rider. And I would write it down. I remember having journals from first grade, and I would look at them and it would say, I am a dirt bike rider. Almost affirming this to myself, right? And then so I had the desire. That was it. I used to tell other people. I used to write it down. I used to talk about it, and I used to think about it. That means I had the desire. And then about a year later, or maybe 6 months later, that Christmas that came up, guess what? I got a dirt bike. My parents bought me a dirt bike for Christmas. I was extremely happy, so happy. I was in first grade. I got my first dirt bike. I was ready to ride. Because I then received their dirt bike and I started riding it, my desire turned into an intention. You see, a desire is just thinking about a goal. Thinking about the goal, talking about the goal, thinking about it, and talking about it. An intention is actually taking action on that thing that you desire to achieve. So desire plus action equals intention. And when you actually turn your desire into an intention, it almost becomes impossible for you not to achieve it. Why is that? Because you're taking action towards getting it done. In Reality Transurfing, they use an example where they talk about if you have a desire to buy a newspaper and you sit around and you think about the newspaper, I want that newspaper. It would be great to read that newspaper. That newspaper would be awesome to have. If you sit around and just think about the newspaper, that's only a desire. But if you actually go, okay, I want to read a newspaper, you get up, you go to the store and you buy the newspaper, that's your intention. If you sit around thinking about putting your hand in the air, just thinking about it. I'm going to put my hand in the air. I want to put my hand in the air. That's a desire. If you put your hand in the air, that's an intention. You see, too many people spend so much time with desires that they actually desire themselves out of what they desire. They actually talk themselves and they think themselves out of going after and achieving what it is that they want. You put thoughts around it and you make it so important that you actually build up fear. You start to think negatively about it. You start to tell yourself why you can't achieve that thing that you want to achieve. Why you can't go talk to that person that you want to talk to. Why you can't go build that business that you want to build. Why you can't move to that place that you want to move. And the only reason why you end up not doing it is because you sat with it as being a desire for way too long. But if you felt in your heart, this is what I desire to do. This is what I want to do. I want to go move to New York City, to where I live right now. I want to go move to New York City. You pack up your bags and you move. What happens? It's an intention and you actually achieve what it is that you want. You turn that desire into your reality. Instead of just sitting with it and thinking about it over and over again, playing the scenarios in your head, playing the what ifs in your head, instead of doing that, if you decided to just take action, you would make it happen. It would become a part of your physical reality. And all those what ifs that you had in your head when you sat with it as a desire, all those what ifs are gone because you're in the middle of it now. You're in motion. You're making things happen. So if a challenge does come up, you don't put too much importance on it. You just keep moving your way through it. And you move on to the next thing. And you move on to the next thing. And you actually begin living the life that you once desired to live. You turn your desire into a reality. You're not just sitting on it any longer. You're not thinking about it any longer. You're actually doing it. So if you stop thinking about things as long as you do, if you start taking action towards these things, you will achieve them. You will make them happen. Do you want to maybe leave your job and start a business? Put some thought into it. But then start to take action. Don't just leave your job right away. I'm not saying just to do that. That may be right or that may be wrong for you. I'm not sure. I'm not in your position. But you can start building that business. Start getting clear on the business that you want to have. Start learning about the business and taking action towards building it. Then eventually you leave your job. But if you just sat around and you were working in your job, you're working your 9 to 5, you get home, you sit around and go, I wish I had my own business. I wish I didn't have to work for a boss any longer. I wish I didn't have to do this. I wish I didn't have to do this. If you did that, chances are you will continue to live that life. And you'll live that life forever. Almost guaranteed. Until you start taking action. Until you just turn that desire into an intention. You go home every single day after work. You think of this business that you want. And then you think of the reasons why it's not possible. Then you think of the reasons why it's too hard. Then you start looking up different stats about businesses and how they fail. And you start thinking about your paycheck that you have coming in and how that's a sustainable source of income. And you start saying, why am I even thinking about starting my own business? This is fine. This is how everyone else lives. And you start to justify your actions that you start to justify the reality that you no longer want to live. No more justifying that reality. It's time for you to step out and step up and step into the reality that you desire to live. Because there are infinite possibilities for you. You can go this way, you can go that way. You can go that way, you can go this way, you can go that way, you can go that way, you can go that way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. Or you can go this way, the way that you desire to go. Desire plus action equals intention, which leads it to your reality. So my question for you is, what are you going to begin doing? What is it that you feel that you need to turn into action? What is it that you've been thinking about for so long? If you're clear on something and you have this clear vision for yourself and you just sit on it, you're better off not even being clear. Because you're just projecting negative energy out there. You're just projecting the negative thoughts of not doing it, the fears of doing it. You're also projecting the thoughts of it's not here yet. Because you just have this desire and you're just attached to the desire. Don't even think about it any longer. Put one thought into the worst case scenario to create a plan B for yourself. To go, okay, this is my plan B if it doesn't work out. So boom, right there, you get rid of the importance of it. Put a thought into how great it will be when you achieve it. And then take action. And as you're moving in that direction, guess what's going to happen? All those incredible feelings, all those incredible vibrations, all those incredible thoughts are going to happen naturally. You're not going to have to sit around and think about how great it would be. Because you'll be living it. You'll be living the reality that you desire to live. It's out there waiting for you. It all is. But just because you can think about it, just because it's a possibility, doesn't mean it's going to happen. And it won't happen until you start taking action. Your desires are here. But you have to meet them halfway by taking action, turning it into an intention. You, my friend, need to begin taking the action. Because like I said, it's all out there waiting for you. So no more desires, no more sitting on your thoughts, no more sitting on what you wish to have. Take out a piece of pen. Take out a piece of paper and a pen and write down the desires that you have. Write down the things that you want to achieve. Get clear on the first step that you must take and take that action step towards making it happen. Because again, only you, my friend, are holding yourself back. Only you are keeping things away from you that need to come into your life to achieve the things that you desire to achieve. Because you can make it happen. If you have any comments on this, desire versus intention, make sure to comment below. I may post another video on inner intention versus outer intention, which is also very powerful. Let me know if you want to see that in the comments below. And let's continue to rise. Let's continue to shine. And let's continue to make things happen. This is your life. Get up and get after. It's all out there waiting for you.